our safety programs had been successful because one, we have a policy, and then secondly, we have developed that safety culture. Okay, so like we said earlier, why don't we, in the same way that we develop that safety culture, develop that reliability culture? Remember, we said one of the key components in making our reliability program successful is the people component of the reliability equation. Okay, so if the people are not reliable, whether you have reliable process or reliable equipment, they will handle those things unreliably, and the reliability, since it's a series system, okay, the reliability of the entire system will just collapse and you'll be having frequent failure. So one of the strategy to improving that people's reliability is to try as much as possible to make it a culture, develop that reliability culture, and it depends on leadership. Okay, so we want to link reliability to safety. Are we getting it? So that we'll see how we can make reliability a culture so that our reliability program is successful. Such that when there are no supervisors around, each and every employee knows what he needs to do to contribute to the overall reliability of the system. Knows clearly, as we have often said, that clearly, as we have often said, the effect of each and every action it takes on the reliability of the entire process. Okay, so remember, we usually have this safety policy that all injuries are preventable, and we have imbibed that into our culture. Okay, that all injuries are preventable. Why can't we also say that all failures are preventable? Are they not? Yes, of course, all failures are preventable. So if we imbibe that culture, of course, we will know the effect of each of our actions, okay, on the reliability of the system, or how it can contribute to the failure of the system, and how it can contribute to the continuous operations, okay, of the system or asset. Now, it is usually a safety policy that no task is urgent, that it cannot be done safely. And we all know this. And that is why we carry out job hazard analysis, okay, see all the associated hazard and put in place things that we protect us, okay, or remove those hazards, those that we cannot remove, things that will protect us, okay, from the harm that will likely be caused by that hazard. So we always put all of those in place before we start the work. How about when we have a policy that says that no task is urgent, that it cannot be done reliably? So before we do this task, why can't we ask ourselves, what are the things that could affect the reliability of this process or of this the product of this work or task? So once we are able to identify it, like hazards to the reliability, okay, able to identify, and then things that we need to do to ensure that those activity or those things that will affect the reliability of our process is adequately taken care of before we carry out the task. What do you think will happen? Eventually, the entire system will be reliable because all of us knows precisely what we need to do to create a reliable system. Okay. Then it is usually said that management must provide a safe work environment. That is the responsibility, one of the safety policy of management, to provide a safe work environment. We have imbibed that into our culture to the extent that if management does not provide this environment, you will see that employees can down to without any consequence, because management has failed in their obligation. How about if we have this reliability policy that management must provide a reliable work environment? If management does not provide a reliable work environment, no work. If we imbibe this culture, management will provide all the tools that we need to work reliably. Okay, we create the necessary conditions that we need to work reliably, and we also be willing to sponsor all reliability related events or actions in the facility. Okay, unlike we have now that most management, they usually do not have that buy-in, okay, into reliability program, because they see it as a cost center, not as a revenue center or a cost-saving center. Of course, when that mindset could be changed, they will definitely be moved to provide that reliable working environment. Then there is also that safety policy. There's also this safety policy that says that all of us, we are responsible for preventing injuries. That is, we are responsible for our own safety and even the safety of our colleague, okay, in the facility. So how about if we have similar policy in our reliability journey or program, that we are each responsible for preventing unreliable conditions. Okay, we are each responsible for preventing failures. Let me put it like that. So if we know that we are each responsible for preventing failure, I mean to say, that is, we are each responsible for preventing failures. If we know it is our responsibility to prevent failure, whether you are in operations, maintenance, or you are working in the engineering or technical department, or you are working in management, or you are in management, you know that you are responsible, okay, for preventing failures in your facility. So what you need to do to ensure that that policy statement is met, of course, we definitely want to do it. So we usually have this policy that you have the power to stop any task that is done unsafely in the facility. If you see your colleague, okay, or a member of staff doing any task unsafely, you have the power to stop that task. And it's acknowledged like that. How about if everyone also has the power to stop unreliable behavior or behaviors that that can cause unreliability in the system or in our operations? You see that all of this, the way we helped ourselves to develop that safety culture that made all of us to now be tending towards that goal zero. Okay, zero safety issues. We can also do it on reliability and help us to improve the reliability of our plant to the extent that we will not experience failure in years, because we have imbibed that culture that all failures are preventable. Okay.